Welcome to Guitars Over Ice Cream. See, this is a pretty special moment and because we've got the legendary Leo Nocentelli right here from the Meters. So we're going to basically start off with a little ice cream, and then we're going to get to talking about whatever it is we are inclined to talk about. This ice cream flavor, your favorite, is named after a famous Meters song.
Yeah, named after the song, Hey Pocky Way.
Yeah.
And
the Creole
Creamery developed an ice cream, and they call it Pocky Way, which I was truly honored by seeing that. You know,
I think having your own ice cream is one of the highest honors.
Yeah, yeah,
one of the highest honors you can achieve, really.
The Pocky Way.
It's almost like the New Orleans national anthem.
Yeah, but it has the second line beat, and I'm gonna tell you where that beat first came from. But Zig started out.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's a song that we did, recorded the album with Dr. John.
Night Tripper?
No, Right Place, the Wrong Time album.
Oh yeah.
Went up to Criteria and did that album.
Yeah, that's
and did the song called Shoe Fly. That we played, and it's on the album called Shoe Fly. And Zig, and that's where the beat came up. It came from that song Shoe Fly.
Oh, okay.
And I think that particular song, Art came up with the groove with that and the lyrics for it. And we just joined in, you know, and that's how that song came to be with those ingredients.
Yeah, you just never know what's going to happen. You probably didn't anticipate it becoming.
No. Like, I mean, everywhere you go, man.
People to stand, everyone plays it.
Yeah, you tell people, do you ever heard the meet? Oh yeah, it's Hey Pocky Way. Yeah, that's it. That's a normal thing. It's either Hey Pocky Way fighting about you, or they all act for you.
Yeah. But of course, Sissy Strut is also like.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't equate that to the Meters. They don't, for some reason, you know, because they've heard it in different variations, samples, you know, theme songs, and opening up for the song you did, open up for the World Series.
The song kind of become bigger than
the writers or the Meters, you know.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the same thing as happened with Jack White's Seven Nation Army riff, right? People don't, it just becomes integrated into the culture, right?
Yeah,
Let's check out the guitar player that you're going to talk about today.
Should I do that?
Yeah, pick up that.
Well, there's a guy by the name.
Show the people.
A lot of people don't know who this is, but I'm here to profess this guy. Howard Roberts is his name, and he had an album. Oh man, it had to be over 40 some years ago, maybe longer, called "Color Him Funky." And when I saw that and I heard it, I said, "Man, it's exactly what it entails, what it means. You know, it's jazz. He's a jazz player, but he's a funk player, like the way I was, and that intrigued me. And some of the stuff he played on there was so funky, but it was jazzy. You know, you can hear it. And he was one of my first influence in terms of developing a certain style. The first person that I really wanted to be like was a guy by the name of Wes Montgomery.
Oh, Wes Montgomery.
I used to listen to people like Barney Kessel, Kenny Burrell, Charlie Christian, people like that. But when Wes came out, it was another kind of thing, man. I didn't want to play like him because I was always, at that time I had my own style anyway. But the image, I always wanted to see myself on the front cover of an album with my guitar like Wes.
Yeah.
And that was featuring me like Wes Montgomery, man. And I would say that he was the first, not the first one, but he later on influenced me in terms of how I wanted to be represented. Yeah. Musically, it was Howard.
Yeah. So that's a lot of where you, I mean, and when did you discover Howard Roberts? How old were you?
Oh, I couldn't have been, man. I had to be at least in my 20s, maybe, late 20s, you know.
So you had already been doing the Meters for a while.
Yeah, for a little while, yeah. But he was such, when I heard this, it just got me, man, the way he played. I would advise everybody to go pick up that album, Color Him Funky, that's the name. Yeah, man. I went into the army, started the band. He was the leader of the band. It was called Art Neville and the Neville Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the first one, and then a lot of the guys left, and we started recruiting people. There was a drummer by the name of Glenn. I can't think of his last name. Glenn and Richard Amos on bass. That was actually the Neville Sounds with me. Richard got drafted into the Army, and Glenn, the drummer, died. So the first person we got was George Porter to take Richard's place. And at that time, George only could play 3 strings. He only had 3 strings on the bass, man. He didn't know what to do with the big E. And I taught him, what to play, how to use the big E. So, and God, look how far he developed into now, where he got now. And then the last person we got was Zigaboo after Glenn died. Zig was playing with by the name of Deacon John, and we had recruited Zig to become one of us, and we started playing at a club called the Ivanhoe after we played the Nightcap, called the Nightcap, and we started playing. We got very popular. At that time, it was segregation, and blacks couldn't come in the clubs. We had to go in and sit in the corner. And when we take a break, and we found that there was like 200-300 people on the corner of Toulouse and Bourbon. The black people that couldn't come in, but they loved the music. They could hear it. So we did that, man, for a couple of years went by, and we started just maybe another question. And try to answer into this one one thing here. Song by Sissy Strut. We would open up our set with a song called "Hold It." Everybody would open up their set. It was a horn thing, called "Hold It." Maybe we'll play a little bit of it. Not sure what it is. And I got sick of that. I got sick of hearing that and playing it, man. And there was a melody that was in my head, man, for over a year or something. And I thought about it, and I introduced it to Art, Zig, and George. I said, man, let's listen at this, and when I play this, man, I'd like to maybe try to open up the set with this. And we started playing it, Sissy Strut. We opened up our sets with that. And a guy by the name of Alan Tucson came in, and he came in almost every night we played.
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted to, he got so enthused over the music and what we were doing. This was before we were the Meters, called the Meters anyway. And actually, we wanted to record. And we said, yeah, and of course. And we cut one song before, a song called Sophisticated Sissy. And that did fairly well. Then we went in and did Sissy Strut. And that song sold over 250,000 copies in 2 weeks. And that was the beginning of the nightmare.
It's all downhill from it.
Well, the music industry, the industry, and I'm a Prince advocate. I think to the day he died, man, he professed his feelings about the way the industry is and the way they were treating musicians and great artists, man, and it's just not right, It's not right. I'm an advocate of that, and every chance I get a chance to really profess that, I try to. And hopefully to catch on to someone's ears, and be able to look into what I'm saying and won't get in no trouble, because it all ends up in despair, And I was fortunate enough to live long enough to overcome that, go through all the adversities, but overcome that and learn about it, and then still thrive from it, and then thrive from it. Learn how to thrive from that.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near what I feel like I should be. But I do understand the business, the industry, and I understand it very well, almost too well for a lot of people, because it takes away from people don't like to touch you and talk to you about anything if they feel like you know too much.
Yeah, I think in this industry they've counted on the fact that musicians don't know anything about the business, and I think that's that the lure of the record contract and the stardom, fame, money, all of that. Really just is so enticing that they tend to just be wooed, but swayed.
And it is enticing. It is enticing, man. It was enticing to me. I was just happy, when I wrote those songs, I just shared it You know, didn't worry about publishing or anything like that. The only thing I wanted to hear was my song coming over a loudspeaker in the studio. That was all I dreamed about. Oh man, that's my song coming over that speaker. Oh Jesus, you know, that was great to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people, musicians and songwriters get lost in that,
Mm-hmm.
and they forget about the other side of it. There's a business ethics about that
Mm-hmm.
that you have to take care of if you want to benefit financially from that, and you should because it's your creation.
Absolutely.
And you get caught up with that, and you don't.
Well, it's funny how it's in the music business. The people who seem to get paid the last and the least are the actual musicians.
That's
with
right.
whom without there would be no music business.
That's right. At
So,
all.
so it's I think the industry's found creative ways to continue to not pay musicians what they're worth. You know, I know
Well,
but
one of the things I've heard Pharrell, I think, and someone else, and maybe Pharrell, I think Dr. Dre, and a couple of other people, they have formed a company
yeah,
to show the upcoming artists, whether it's rap or whatever,
yeah,
what to do and how to take care of your business where you sure you get paid for it. And there's a company that's really educating
yeah.
Musicians, man, which I was a part of, because I have all the experience that I went through it, and I went through every aspect of it. I tell people I'm the Bible. You know, when you know, here's a guy telling me, well, Leo, you know, publishing, blah blah blah. I say, man, shut up. I said, let me tell you, you know who I am? I said, you speaking to the Bible here. I just had a record called Another Side.
Oh yeah,
that's acoustic.
I wanted to talk to you about this record,
which is completely contrary to the way I play and what songs I've written.
Yeah.
It was all acoustic, and I got the idea when the Meters. We did 3 albums. It was all instrumental songs that I wrote, but the label went defunct, Josie Records. So we were stuck out there with no record label at all. So about a year passed, and I got tired, and I went pick up a couple of albums by James Taylor. I like him. And because he was doing I was just writing instrumental. This guy was doing chord progressions and lyrics and telling stories like I never told stories. And some of the chord progression was new to me. So I went and pick up Mudslide Slim and Sweet Baby James. That two albums. I started writing songs like that. And I went to the studio and did about eight songs. It was really embryonic and it was not finished, you know. Then all of a sudden, the Meters got a record deal from Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
8 albums. So I forgot this was 1971.
Yeah, yeah.
So I completely forgot about that project I was doing completely.
Yeah, yeah.
It was my own thing. So a decade passed, doing the Meters, Cabbage Island, and all that stuff, Rejuvenation. Never even thought about that. And then a couple of more decades passed. Still forgot about that thing, sitting in the studio somewhere. A 7.5-inch copy. 7.5 inch. It wasn't even the master. It was the 7.5 like you tell the and they said, look, make me a copy of that. Let me see if I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it was.
Right.
And so about 4 decades after that, find out that somebody bought C Saint, but the record company where the tape was, it got Katrina happened.
Right, right.
And then Katrina just completely destroyed the studio, the machine, and most of the tapes that was in it. So the people that bought it found a bunch of tapes on the sidewalk with the Meters, a quarter-inch masters with the Meters, and Lee Dorsey, and Ernie Cato, everything that Alan had, produced and stuff, most of the stuff that I played on. And they had a 7.5-inch copy of my tape.
Yeah.
And that I had no idea that even existed after 40-some years. The people that bought it sent the tapes to Los Angeles because they thought the Grammys might be interested in that. So they put it in the storage compartment. It stood in the storage compartment for about a decade. Yeah. So they lost the storage compartment. They foreclosed on it. So when you lose something like that, people buy and they buy all whatever's in there. So the storage compartment was bought by a swap meet, flea market out in Los Angeles. So they had the tapes when they displayed them. They had the tapes on his table. And and all the tapes, and this guy saw the tapes, and he bought them, and he called me up. Said, "Man, I have a tape for you, man." I said, "Really?"
Wow.
He said, "Yeah." So he started mentioning the titles. That's the only way I could remember. I said, "What?" I said, "You have that tape after almost 50 years? I said, "You got that?" He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you." So he sent it to me.
That's a hell of
Yeah, he sent it to me, man. And then but I didn't know that he had played the tape for a record label called Light in the Attic Records. And they called me up. You have that record? You have the record?
Yeah.
They called me up, man, and yeah, here it is. Here. They called me up and said, "Look, we want to make a deal with you, Leo." So I own the masters, right? So they had to come to me to make a deal. Made a deal with them. They gave me some money, and they put the thing out. And I think it was last year, November of last year, and they can't keep the records in the stores.
I know, man. I saw that at my friend's White Roach Records here in New Orleans.
Yeah, they can't keep them. They can't make them fast enough with the people wanting to buy them.
Yeah.
It just was phenomenal. But that was, strictly a spiritual thing, I think, that happened, because stuff like this don't happen in the music industry. It just don't. It never happened before, where you have a guy like, Count Basie coming out with a record 50-some years ago, and it's a big hit. It's really truly an oxymoron, if there ever was. It's a brand new 50-year-old.
Brand new 50-year-old album.
Hit record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Elton John.
I did a cover of your song.
Your song.
Yeah. And it was really just, be playing around in the studio. And he contacted me and said what a great job you did. I did with his song, which I thought was great to hear it directly from him,
For this thing to just disappear and come back to you the way it did is just like, that's,
that's not of this earth.
Yeah, that's not of this earth.
No, stuff like that don't happen.
Other forces are working.
That happen.
Other forces are working.
And wait, to add to that, 4 songs off of that record.
Yeah.
It's in 4 different movies. I licensed 4 songs on that record in 4 different movies, man.
This record really can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's like unheard of. And then the 5th thing, this guy, I forget his name, I'm gonna let you hear this song called She Became a Habit. She's become a habit to me. I'm gonna let you hear his rendition of that. He covered the song. So it had like 5 usage off of this one record. So that's phenomenal, man. I don't look at that lightly.
This is really something. I know this is a really unique story, rare occurrence, and a really unique story, and well deserved too. And but this is something else I want to talk about is your time with opening for the Rolling Stones. You're working with Paul McCartney.
I did a couple of tracks on the Venus and Mars album.
Oh yeah.
And actually, Paul produced a live on the Queen Mary. I don't know if you ever heard that. Yeah. It was a party for him. Oh right. After he finished the record, and he hired the Meters, Professor Longhair, and I think I forget who else. And we played the live on the Queen Mary here, and he was getting to go back to Europe. And this party had a guest list from Yul Brynner on down to me. I mean, everybody was there, man. I mean, you can imagine the Beatles. I mean, here it is. I'm watching Fred Astaire dancing to Sissy Strut.
Well, yeah.
You understand? Can you imagine?
I'm picturing it right now.
And I'm watching Ursula Andrews and that back then, and Charlton Heston and Tony Curtis, all these people, dancing to Sissy Strut and shit. That's real. That happened.
That's a crazy dream. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the Rolling Stone was just something that they heard about the Meters, and they were always fans of the Meters, and they asked us to tour with them. So we did 2 months over here, and then they asked us to continue the tour. We did another 4 months over in Europe. That was crazy, man, opening up for that. I mean, it was an unbelievable experience. Here it is. You had people sitting on the sidewalk because they had open seating, So people sleeping on the sidewalk for 3 days.
Yeah.
just to get close to the door where they can get in first.
Yeah.
So waiting for this, and here it is. They come to see the Rolling Stones, and ladies and gentlemen, the meter. Well, I don't see no meter. So a couple of times we had to drop bottles, cans thrown at us, and then Mick had to come out a couple of times and say, "Listen, these guys are opening up for us. Give them a shot," you know.
Yeah.
But it was unbelievable. Keith and Woody and I, we got to be really, really, really close. We stay in contact even to this very day.
Yeah.
You know, I came back weighing about 88 pounds. You know, from that thing, man. It was stupid. It was crazy. The tour was the Black and Blue. They were touring over that album.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, the Black and Blue album.
Yeah. So they were probably had been listening to you and they got inspired by that.
Yeah. It was a hell of an experience, man. You know, I remember when Keith, man, he was really out there, and his blood was so polluted where he had to go get transfusions.
Yeah, I heard the stories.
I mean, he's cool now, but
yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, because so much can be credited to the meters, the impact of your guitar playing, your writing, the whole meters thing was so impactful.
Yeah, and it's no reason why. Well, there is a reason, but Jake, George, and myself, we're still living, and we're still playing, at a high level. That's been my dream, that we're able to do that one day, to forget our little grievances we had with each other. That's over, because we all old now.
Well, this is bigger than all that. I mean, I feel
it's much bigger.
This is
we
this
could
is
all
more important than just the end of that.
Yeah, we could all retire multi-millionaires and be able to feed our families better than what's been happening if we could get together and start playing together. And but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen or will happen. Unfortunately, so far as I'm concerned, if it ever could eventuate, I would be glad to be there.
Never say never,
No, never say never. That's true. And I don't know what it is. The only thing I could think of, there's been a lot of things I want to say, but I better not say it.
Well, you can say when the camera's off. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for doing this.
I wanted to do this for you. I'm glad we were able to pull it off.
Yeah, I'm really glad.
All right, people.
Sissy Strut.
Right. Using Slow Child.
Oh yeah, I know.
Snap with my guitar. He sent me that.
Yeah.
Platinum.
That. And then this is the NWA.
NWA.
Ice Cube, yeah. All right.
All these samples, man.
Yeah.
Every day, did this a while back.
Oh, yeah.
They better do for day to all the girls that love me. I know they love a heavy D. That sample of the meters.
Yep, yep. And then it keeps going. So
Yeah, yeah. The jazz film.
yeah, it was
It's a
2007.
caricature.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That year.
There's the game.
This is a quadruple platinum.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Eminem. Right.
You know what? Some of the samples that I don't even know what he sampled. There's about 10 more of them. I can't even put no room for them.
Yeah. And then you, oh yeah, this is Billboard 2014.
This album I did with Peter Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
I did Digging in the Dirt and Steam and
Wow.
all of that. I played that.
Yeah. I didn't even know that.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's from NAM. Yeah, that's the NAM award.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. Then we got a few more down here.
Jodeci.
Oh yeah.
They sampled the meters.
Which song was that?
I forget the name of it. The name of theirs. But I don't even know what they sampled from mine either. This is
Salt
Salt and Pepper sample.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A while back,
Yeah.
platinum. Thing we did Lady Marmalade.
Lady Marmalade.
We played on that, yeah. Me, George, and Herman.
Yeah.
Played on that. Yeah. Cool J.
LL Cool
They
J.
sampled 2 songs on that record.
Oh yeah.
That's the first one we had to sue him to get paid.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. This is actually a posted envelope. Beatles have their own envelope by the post office. Yeah.
That's all.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's the signature lead on Nocentelli Gibson right there.
Sitting and waiting for the glorious day when I could hold